I just want to make a short video talking about the state of our young children. The young children in America, this new generation, they are damaged. And when I say damaged, I believe it comes from the chemtrails, the immunizations, the water, the GMO foods. It's got to be a number of things because they're sickly, they have diabetes, they have high blood pressure, things that we never saw or heard of in children. They have ADD, schizophrenia, bipolar, things that we heard of, but you never knew anybody with no schizophrenia and stuff like that. It was rare, you know. Um, and they also have become the most defiant and entitled, selfish, self centered, ungrateful, and unappreciative group of people. It's an epidemic. There's no more respect for parents. It's like they believe that the world revolves around them. If you cannot respect your parents, you ain't gonna respect nobody in life, and you're gonna have a hard way to go. Having respect for elders and understanding that they paved the way is just what it is. We never looked at respecting our elders as a job. Uh, it was just what you do. They deserved it. Especially your parents who are taking care of you, spending money and time, you know, and it's like they deserve that. Now, and if you can't do that, you're going to have a hard way to go in life. That's why it's so violent out here now. The children are all over the place. They're just, and they can't understand what's going on. To parents who are dealing with these children, who just, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, the children just don't listen. They're defiant, they're entitled, they're disrespectful, they talk back. Don't feel guilty. Suggesting that if a child doesn't turn out great is the parent's fault, blanketly, is suggesting that there's no such thing as free will. That they don't have the choice. They don't have the option to choose their own thoughts and their own decisions because the parent said to do it, so they must, and there's no other option. To suggest that is ridiculous. For those of you who believe in the Bible or have, hold on one second, or have some type of Christianity in your background or something, look at Deuteronomy 21:18 through 21. In there it says, and the elders, hold on a second, 21, oh, I'm in the wrong chapter, I'm sorry, 18 through 21. If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father, or the voice of his mother, and that when he have chastened him, he will not hearken unto him, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, and bring him out to the elders of the city, and into the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of the city, this is our son, is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of the city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. In reading that, what I got out of it is that God can see if you can't respect your parents, you ain't even worth living. It says stone them to death so that he may die. That's what's going on now. All these kids out here, they're not respecting their parents for whatever reason. You know, everybody has different reasonings. There's several: the TV, the idiot box, the radio, the music. Even some kids, it may be their parents. But still, all in all, you're supposed to respect your elders. You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. And now for parents who are dealing with these rebellious and disrespectful, defiant and entitled children, don't feel guilty. Don't think that you're a bad parent or you've done something wrong. Because, again, I'm going to go back to the Bible. In Ezekiel 18:20. It says, the soul of that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So basically, it's saying that you got to answer for your own condemnation. To suggest that that if a child doesn't listen or turns out a certain way, that blanketly that's the parent's fault, says that there's no free will, that the child cannot think for himself. So therefore, you told him to be disrespectful to you. You told him to be defiant. You told him. Now, I do understand that sometimes we do teach our children these things without verbally saying it. Take, for example, child does something wrong. No, Johnny, don't do that. Child does it again. No, Johnny, don't do that. Child does it again. No, Johnny, don't do that. Child does it again. No, the definition of insanity is continue to do the things that you've always done and expecting a different outcome. If you keep telling the child, no, Johnny, don't do that, and he still keeps doing it, obviously he's not comprehending what you're saying. So therefore, you have to do something more severe. And I think in this society, we have been brainwashed to believe that if we spank our kids, that somehow it's going to make them violent. This Dr. Spock back in the 60s, he came up with this foolishness. And ever since, as a society, we stopped spanking our kids, the children have become so violent, so outrageous, which disproves exactly that. If you do not wring your children's neck, some kids you don't have to. Some kids you can just look at them. They good. Some kids you may have to talk to them a little bit, but some kids you may have to set them free. You may have to let them, just like the Bible says, take them to the elders in town and have them stone them to death. Put them in God's hands and set them free. Because it doesn't make sense to sit there and let someone disrespect you in your house. Because then again, you're sending a message that this behavior is being condoned. And it's okay, because I'll keep taking care of you. I'll keep cleaning up your messes, even though I keep telling you not to do something and you do it. And what I told you would happen happens, and now you want me to clean it up. Confusing. Little psychotic. No. I'm not going to keep cleaning up your mess. You are going to have to answer for your own sins, your own condemnation. You made your bed, now lay in it. If it get too hard, roll to the other side.